From the top of Mount Takao, we zoom in and see the city of Tokyo. In the Shibuya district, we see a few of the large electronic billboards that tower over the area. All right, just a short walk from the Shibuya crossing, you will find this banana vending machine. So if you're up for a snack, you can get yourself a banana, which is what I'm going to do right now. 150 yen. All right, that's not too bad. So, put the money in. And I will select number 2. Oh. There you go. There you go. And I collect my 150 yen banana. Now, if anyone is wondering, did he really just travel to the other side of the world to buy a banana from a machine? The answer is yes, totally worth it. But I'm here for a much more serious reason. Many people don't know this, but I was bullied as a child. They used to call me Dole Banana because of the similarity to my name. I can still hear their ceaseless tauntings. But I'm here today to confront that trauma. And yes, I'm very brave. Thank you for saying so. And thank you, vending machine. There's a fast montage of videos from places I visited around the world. I'm Joel Amana, and this is The Nervous Flyer. Everything I need is on the ground. I'm on a subway platform trying to record the camera, and the subway announcements keep interrupting me. Here at Hachiko station, and this is one of those stations that the platforms are served by 2 trains. So the Yamanote line and the Tohoku line serve the same platform, and supposedly they say once every 20 minutes or so both trains come into the station at the same time, and it's like this big whoosh of air. So I'm just gonna hang out here for a few minutes, see if I can get both trains to come in at the same time, and let's see what happens. Well, I waited and waited and waited. I thought someone was going to ask me to leave. Okay, train nerd, we know you like the trains, move along. It is noisy on this platform, let me tell you. After half an hour, I looked away for literally 10 seconds, looked up and saw 2 trains coming toward the station at the same time, and scrambled to get the cameras running. I caught most of it. This is camera 1. This shot has me in the foreground with the green Yamanote train and the blue Tohoku train entering the station on either side of me. Please stand behind the yellow line. And this was camera 2. There was no giant swoosh of air, but it was a cool moment nonetheless. This shot shows my point of view as the trains enter the station. Okay, this is the famous Wako department store here in Ginza, and in the original 1954 Godzilla, there's a famous scene where Godzilla destroys the clock tower at the top of the building. And then after he does that, he walks up the street and crosses the Skiya Bridge, or Skiya Bashi. The bridge no longer exists. It was torn down in the late 50s. after they filled in the canal. But this is what the bridge would have looked like in a famous wood cutting. But here's a better view of the bridge from a 1954 movie called What Is Your Name? And this little section here is all that remains of Skiabashi. Now, a short walk away from the former Skiabashi is a famous sushi restaurant here in Ginza called Skiabashi Jiro. And this restaurant was made famous in the 2011 documentary Jiro Dreams of Sushi about the sushi master Jiro Ono. In the movie, Jiro talks about his philosophy and his quest for perfection. Now, in the movie, he was 85. As of this taping, Jiro's still alive. He's 97. I don't know if he's still working, but he was still working at 85 in the documentary. And it's very fascinating. He gives lots of advice, including the idea if you don't want rubbery octopus, you gotta massage the octopus. So he suggests 40 to 50 minutes of massaging the octopus. See, and that's again a good life tip for everybody. You don't want to, if you want to get things done right, you don't want to half-ass anything. You got to put in the time and the work. You massage the octopus, not 15 minutes, 40 to 50 minutes, according to Jiro. Now the restaurant is closed as of right now. As of this taping, the restaurant's closed, but even if it was open, this is as far as I get. Prices for this restaurant start at about $300. At least that was the price quoted in 2011. So maybe someday I can afford $300 sushi, but today this is as far as I get. Now this place, on the other hand, was more affordable. One of the many conveyor belt sushi places in Tokyo. It was very good, decent price, and very tasty. We see different types of sushi going past on the conveyor. It's a rainy day here at my next stop. All right, I am here in the east end of the city, and I'm just outside Shibuya Station, and I am here to visit some movie locations from the Tora-san movies, a very famous series of movies here in Japan. They ran 26 years and made 48 films. And the first thing you see when you come out of the station is the statue in honor of the actor Hatsumi Kiyoshi, who starred in all 48 of the films between 1969 and 1995. And he passed away in 1996, which ended the franchise. And you can see that he's dressed as Tora-san. Tora-san is a traveling salesman, a troublemaker, they call him the lovable tramp. Falls in love easy and wants to get married but doesn't really want to settle down. So in all the films, he comes, sees his family, he causes a fight, usually. In every movie there's a fight. And then there's, he falls in love, and then he gets jilted at the end, and at the end of every film, he leaves again. So this is him and his leaving to go back to being a traveling salesman and a street peddler. And it's really exciting to be here. These movies are really terrific, and I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the movie locations just nearby. Now, in the movies, Tora-san's aunt and uncle run a confectionery shop, and it is based on a real confectionery shop at this exact location right here. And for the movies, they shot the interiors in a studio, but all the exteriors were shot in and around this street and in and around this neighborhood. Now, the best part of this location comes at the end of the street, where you have this beautiful temple, the Taishakuten Temple. I'm pretty sure I did not get that right, but it is a beautiful structure, and it features in pretty much all of the films. There's multiple scenes shot in and around this temple, which I'm going to show you in a second. First thing is going to be right here on the left. This is going to be really cool. Well, cool for me. Right there. That's the bell tower. That is awesome. Bell tower. You hear, you see and you hear this bell going off in many of the movies. Look at that. That's beautiful.
I walk onto the temple grounds to get a close look at the places of worship.
Now, another reason for coming to this temple is to walk in the footsteps of Chishu Ryu, who played the high priest in 40 of the Tora-san movies. Chishu Ryu is one of the all-time greatest Japanese actors, most famous for appearing in many of Yasujiro Ozu's films, including my personal favorite, Late Spring. Short walk away from the temple is the Edo River. Whole bunch of scenes from all the movies take place on and around the river. Those are the baseball diamonds, by the way, from the 16th movie, as is common knowledge. So what's my fascination with these Tora-san movies? Well, generally they've been hard to find. They've been pretty obscure, not until just recently that you could find some of these movies. If you could find the DVDs, if they existed, they're prohibitively expensive. It wasn't until 2019 when they made a 50th anniversary film called Tora-san, Wish You Were Here, and it brought back most of the main cast. And it started off, it was actually the first Tora-san movie I watched, and it kind of started off with a bunch of clips, like it was sort of the greatest hits of Tora-san, and I thought, well, it's just going to be a clip movie. But I was unprepared for how deeply, deeply moving this movie was. And character of the nephew, Tora-san's nephew. He's sort of the focus of this 50th anniversary movie, and his life isn't going well, and he's remembering his uncle, and sort of thinking about how life isn't the same without him, and that's that. By the end of this movie, I was just a blubbering mess, and just the title alone, "Wish You Were Here," I think that alone makes you think about all the people that you lost, and it kind of makes you think about family, and because that's one of the big underlying themes of this movie. You know, at the end of every movie, Tora-san goes away after he's jilted. He sort of leaves his family, but he always comes back, and the family always takes him back, even though he's not perfect. The family always takes him back. So at the end of most every movie, it's he's saying goodbye to his sister Sakura, and it's varying degrees of a tearful goodbye. There was one particular one, I think the 18th movie, I want to say, where they have a tearful goodbye at the train station. And when you understand that, after you see a few of these movies and you understand what it's all about, then you understand when you go back to the statue outside the Shibuya station, you realize the significance that there are two statues, and the second statue is of his sister Sakura, and she's saying goodbye to him, and that's what he's looking back, saying goodbye to her, like he does at the end of most of these movies. So I think you should check out these movies if you can find them. I think you'd really like them. Check it out if you can find them.
There's a montage of shots from around the Edo River and around the temple, which dissolve into the exact corresponding shot from a Tora-san movie. In the montage, we see Tora-san having pretend sword fights with a group of kids, the high priest and the character Gen playing with a baby, and Tora-san and Gen sliding on a wooden floor in a temple walkway.
Okay, right outside the Tokyo Skytree are these two very unique vending machines, Okashi Gaku, or cake in a can. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. It's cake in a can. Got strawberry sponge cake, strawberry chocolate cake, chiffon cake and whipped cream, cheesecake, some pudding, pistachio pudding, all in a can. And I'm gonna try this one here, number one, the strawberry sponge cake, 1,080 yen. All right, so here we go. Put the money in. There we go. All right, that's 1,000. And then you put the remainder up here. All right, then you select number one. And there you get your cake in a can. Oh, it comes with a spoon. Comes with a spoon. Nice and cold, of course, that makes sense. All right, so let's try this cake in a can. All right, let's see if we can do this. Put the camera there. Here we go, cake in a can. Comes with a spoon. Let me take the spoon out. Okay. All right, now let me just see if I can open this for the camera to see. And let's see what happens when we open it up. Ugh. There you go. Let me just get this out. All right, ready? Here we go. Cake in a can. Cake in a can. That's very good. Oh my goodness. That is really nice. Not too sweet. I shouldn't talk with my mouth full. It's very good. Let's see what's in there. Very nice. Nice smooth texture. That is awesome. That is really good. Very nice. Cake in a can. Cake in a can. Cheers. Did you say cheers? I don't know. Cake in a can.
We see 3 trains of 3 different colors. Tokyo subway trains usually have a designated color to distinguish them from each other. I'm now riding a unique escalator.
You get a kick out of this escalator. It goes down a bit, then it goes level for a little bit, and then it goes down again. What do they think of next?
We see trains from the Yamanote and Tohoku subway lines turning a corner going toward the same station.
All right, it's nice to be back in Shibuya. There's so much to see, so much going on in this place. Just to look around, people watch. This place, this area has been undergoing a huge renovation or redevelopment. So some things have changed, some things are the same. For example, last time I was here, the green subway car that was standing in this spot here used to be here, like it was a tourist information place. It's gone now. And here on this, I'm pretty sure there used to be a building here. I'm gonna check my old footage. But I'm pretty sure there was a building here back in 2019 when I was here for the first time. The Shibuya 109 building is still there. As many of you will remember, this building was destroyed in Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. That's pretty shocking. What hasn't changed is the statue of Hachiko. This is actually the 100th anniversary of Hachiko's vigil. He was an Akita dog who used to wait outside Shibuya Station for his master every day. And then his master passed away in 1923, But for the next 9 years, he kept vigil every day. He kept coming the same time every day, waiting for his master who never came. So in honor of this good dog, this faithful dog, this is Hachiko's statue. And this is Hachiko's carcass. Hachiko was so well thought of when he was alive that when he died, someone thought to keep his skin, his pelt, and stuff him and put him in a museum. So this is what he would look like, or might have looked like in real life. Now Hachiko shares this exhibit with two other dogs, Tara and Jiro, and they got a pretty amazing story too. Apparently there was some kind of expedition to Antarctica in 1958, a Japanese expedition, and something went wrong and they left behind 15 dogs, basically left them behind to die. But Tara and Jiro somehow survived 11 months in Antarctica, and they lived out the rest of their lives after they were rescued, after 11 months of living in Antarctica. So they put here as a sort of an example, symbol of strength and perseverance.
We're now looking out a subway window in the countryside. There are tree-covered hills in the background. The train comes to a stop at Takao Sanguchi Station.
All right, somewhere behind me is the top of Mount Takao, 599 meters above sea level. We're starting at about 100 meters. That's the starting point, so do the math there. So I'm going to be taking the hardest route, because what's the worst that could happen? So it should be about 60 to 90 minutes, they say. So this is a beautiful place. It's not too hot. The sun might actually be coming out, and it might not rain, so we'll see what happens. I am going to dedicate today's climb to my family, my entire family, the entire clan, for their love and support. So my parents, my wife Prima, my kids, Nicholas and Isabella, Lorenzo, Thomas and Andrew and Nicole, Tina, Vince, Alyssa and Julia, Maria, Caesar, Sophia, Jalen, Nathan, and Julian, and to the memory of Elaine. I love you guys so much. Thank you for everything. Here we go. All right, here we go. 3.1 kilometers.
The hike begins with a series of stairs.
All right, so what's going to happen? I'm going to climb up, however long it takes, and then there will be a fork in the road, and I will take the staircase on the right, last 200 steps or so, to the end, to the top. So that's the game plan, and the other game plan, I guess, is to survive. That's the fourth or fifth senior citizen that's already passed me. This is much harder than I thought it was, but I'm taking it nice and easy, and I'll get there when I get there.
I see a sign in Japanese warning people about bees.
Okay, I guess this is telling me which bees to avoid. That's lovely. Oh. You can't really, you don't really have a sense of where you are because you can't see the top of the mountain from here. So, I'm somewhere in the middle of the mountain. Hello.
I take a break at an observation deck, looking out at the tree-covered hills below. There's another sign in Japanese warning me about the venomous snakes that might be in the area.
Is this mountain trying to tell me something? All right, here's the fork in the road. Thank you, Google Street View. Now I just, the final push, 100 meters or so up these stairs. It has been exactly 2 hours. 2 hours for me to get to this point. So here we go, to the top.
If you're wondering why I sound half dead after only 2 hours, I ran out of water 3/4 of the way up, and it took a toll. I reached the end of the wooden steps, and then there's a short flight of stone steps that takes me to the top. I got a bit emotional in this moment. Very tired, but very grateful. The top of the mountain is a large terrace. To the left is a lookout area that faces west. We see the tree-covered valley below, while insects buzz around the camera lens. There are hills and mountains in the background that fade into the haze. Finally, there's a shot of me smiling and waving with the valley behind me. I swat away a couple of the insects as we cut to black. Written and edited by Joe LaManna. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. Like and share the video as well. Thanks to everyone for their support. It means a lot. Until next time.